All right, Kylie, thank you. Well, Wabash College has launched its largest fundraising campaign in its 186-year history. Giant Steps, a campaign for Wabash College, seeks to raise some $225 million. $150 million has already been raised, including the single largest gift ever given to Wabash, $40 million. This week's Eye on Education segment, President Greg Hess is here to explain the 4 specific areas of the campaign. And President Hess, as always, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's talk about the campaign first. This is bold. This is significant. $225 million. Talk about the idea behind this campaign.
Well, the vision of the campaign is to really focus on our 200th anniversary, which is about 14 or 15 years away. And Wabash College has a terrific mission. We just need to make sure it has enough money to fulfill that mission for every Wabash student who can benefit from an education.
Talk about funding. This is a big number, $225 million for the campaign. Have already raised $150, including, and this was just announced about a week ago or so, $40 million, the largest single gift ever given.
Yeah, it's just incredibly transformational and just incredibly inspirational for the college, for its students, and for other alums out there, some of whom have also made large gifts and others who are thinking about it.
Talk about the 4 kind of key areas of the campaign.
Yeah. So the first one is scholarship. We want to make sure that students can afford Wabash College and that we can fulfill what we call our Wabash Promise to provide a transformational education for families regardless of their economic circumstances. You know, so much about higher ed is talent, so not only do we need to recruit the best students, but we also need to put them in front of the best faculty. So the second component is really just making sure we get the best faculty and we can support them the way they need to. You know, we also recognized in the final 2 pieces that we need to have good places for them to meet together, to play sports, to be in the classrooms, the libraries, media, all the rest. And then finally, our last big piece of the Giant Steps campaign is to remind people that we need to engage the next generation of alumni. So that final piece is just engaging with alumni, the 80s alums, the 90s alums, who are going to carry the ball forward for the next, for our 3rd century.
Yeah. You mentioned scholarships, and affordability has become such an issue, as obviously you well know in higher education. Talk about the importance of affordability and how colleges like Wabash are really attacking that.
That's right. Well, you know, what parents really want for their sons is a very high quality education. And it turns out that quality is pretty closely related to cost. You know, we do have to spend a lot in order to provide that transformational education. But we do recognize that not all families can afford that transformational education, even though our society benefits from it, the state benefits from it, our world benefits from students getting great education. So what we do is we spend a lot of time working with donors to help them think about scholarships as the way to give back to the next generation of students, to help them, to give them opportunities for success in the future. Scholarships is a huge piece of the Wabash College Giant Steps campaign.
Now I've got to believe that strength of that alumni network and that connection that remains with your graduates. I mentioned the $40 million gift. Paul and Betty, is it Wools?
Yes, Wools.
Huge gift, $40 million. The reaction of people like that who are giving at various levels.
It is just an incredibly joyful situation. When you go and you talk to people about transformational gifts, you know, you just can't believe how grateful they are to give these types of resources to a college that did so much for them.
All right.
It's a wonderful story.
$225 million. You're a lot of way along the road to getting there. Greg Hess is the president of Wabash College. A very big and ambitious campaign, making a lot of progress, doing a lot of great things. Thanks for being with us as always.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, a reminder, all of our Eye on Education segments can be found at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. And if you have an interesting story idea, please send it to segment producer Tara Twig at ttwig@growindiana.net.